We're monitoring testimony in the federal courtroom in the Sean Diddy Combs trafficking trial. No cameras inside of that courtroom, but on the stand this afternoon is Kerry Morgan, a former best friend of Cassie Ventura, who testified all last week. Morgan says she saw Combs assault Cassie Ventura several times, and someone who's been keeping us updated there on the ground is our Court TV legal correspondent, Kelly Craft. Kelly, so glad to have you, especially since we can't see what's going on inside. But what is the latest with Kerry Morgan testifying?
Well, hi there, Julia and Ted. So everyone's just making their way back inside the New York City courthouse after a very short lunch break. So people are just making their way in. As soon as court resumes, the direct examination of Kerry Morgan will continue. Kerry Morgan, the former friend of Cassie Ventura, who said that once Sean Diddy Combs assaulted her, their friendship stopped. So what did she say about that particular assault? She said that she was at her house, that Combs had come over demanding that she tell him who Cassie was cheating on him with. He became angry, grabbed her around the neck, and then ended up hitting her with a wooden hanger. Shortly after that, this was about a month after that, her and Cassie met up at a pizzeria. And Cassie, according to her testimony, told her that you're overblowing this, because she now had hired an attorney. Kerry Morgan had hired an attorney. Cassie said, you're exaggerating this. She then had her friend sign a non-disclosure agreement and said Sean Combs will be giving you $30,000. So that's some of the testimony that was taking place before the lunch break took place. Now we're making our way back in. We do have some other testimony we can put up for you on the screen. So we're bringing it to you in full screen form because, of course, no cameras are in the courtroom. But she did testify that she had encouraged Ventura to call police. This was after that 2016 hotel altercation at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. After the assault, Combs arrived at Ventura's apartment yelling and banging on the door with a hammer. She said, I don't think she cared that he could come in there and kill her. So it's been some really tough testimony to listen to as Kerry has been on the stand recounting these events. She also testified that Combs assaulted her in 2018. So this is the incident I'm talking about with the hanger. He came up behind me, she said. He choked me, then boomeranged a wooden hanger at my head, had finger marks on my neck. And then, as I mentioned, she received a $30,000 check, some money from Combs, and then signed that non-disclosure agreement. So, again, direct examination will continue with Kerry Morgan on the stand as soon as testimony gets back underway. But another situation where we're hearing testimony talking about these alleged incidents of abuse that people had witnessed. And remember, Kerry Morgan, when she first got on the stand, talking about how she didn't even want to be here, but she's been subpoenaed, so she has to testify. But she's glad to be away from these people and their problems.
Wow. Sounds like it's powerful testimony there inside.
Yeah, riveting. Kelly Craft, thank you. Kelly will be with us every hour on the hour to give us these updates from court. And as Kelly said, they're just returning from the lunch break with more direct. Let's bring in our guest for the hour from San Francisco, trial attorney Alexis Rosenberg. Alexis, you're in Florida, Sarasota, Florida. Yeah, sorry. What do you think of this building the monster that the federal government is doing? I mean, the images of him at the freak-offs, the images we saw of him, Sean Combs, dragging Cassie by the elevators, and now this story of him chasing her down at an apartment with a hammer, hammering the door of an apartment. It is right out of a horror film on some levels. What's your take on how the government is doing, keeping in mind this is a racketeering human trafficking case, not an assault case?
Well, with regard to the prosecution with the human trafficking and RICO case, I'm not sure they're doing such a great job, but they are definitely presenting that systematic violence, and that everybody that was in his circle of being was under this intense threat that appears, based on this testimony, to be continual.
You know what surprises me, Alexis, when I'm listening to Kelly recount what's happening inside the courtroom, and Kerry Morgan was the person who was there with Cassie Ventura after that 2016 video, which so many people think this entire trial is about, the 2016 hotel elevator bank video, and that she urged Cassie to call police at that time, but she didn't want to draw any attention to it. She didn't want the authorities involved or to know who it was. I believe there actually was a 911 call made, but no names were given and no report taken. This could have changed everything, not just for justice for Cassie, but also Sean Diddy Combs may not be facing a RICO trafficking case if this had been dealt with in 2016. Your thoughts on that?
Well, based on the testimony that we've heard, because it is all circulating around that video, but I'm assuming that the prosecution is going to present more information and evidence other than just that video, or they're going to be in real trouble with trying to get a conviction for the charges that he's on trial for. But yeah, I think that the problem was everybody was afraid that he was going to make that go away, which he kind of sort of did. He made the video go away.
Absolutely. It was leaked, but it was after the statute of limitations in California had elapsed, so he doesn't face any repercussions from a criminal standpoint because of that video. But he was successful in keeping it under wraps, at least for a while. And of course, now it's a big part of the federal government's case.